Hey everybody, welcome back to Murder on the Orient Express. It has been a little while since I've uploaded a video, partly because I was doing a White Wolf of Icicle Creek stream, and also because I accidentally had all of my save files deleted. I don't know why, but my game corrupted, and so I replayed through the entire thing to bring us back up to this point. Don't think I found anything that I missed the first time through, but that's okay, and we're back in it. So otherwise, I think we're good to go. I'm curious, did they lock the room, the Counting Countess? No, they didn't. We've never actually been in here, I don't think. They've always been either inside or having it locked. Let's check their luggage.
Nothing to find here.
What does it say up here?
HMK.
I saw the little Ottoman flag star thing. Are they from Turkey or something?
Nothing else to see in there. I won't find any...
I don't know my flags very well for the nations, so they could be from anywhere. Oh, they're from Hungary, aren't they? I forget. I totally forget where they're from. Okay, there are still some people to talk to, of course. How about Dragomiroff? I feel like we've never held a conversation with Dragomiroff. She's not in her suit, though. Or her suite. We do have her passport, though. Country of birth. Russia, I believe that said. And... oh,
the
shit.
bracelet is worthless, mademoiselle. It is copper only. I bought it outside the train station in Istanbul. For my arthritis. Take it if you like.
I'm very sorry, Your Highness. I realize how this must look, but I'm only doing the job assigned me.
Annie, you just got caught so hard.
I promise I'll return it to you, if I can.
Ah, then I expect you would like to interrogate me. I believe that is the correct term.
If I may...
I would like
But
to talk to
of
you.
course, I am suspect, just as anyone in the Calais coach must be. I am ready for the third degree.
Her accent's actually pretty good. They did I feel, a decent job of voicing her, as compared to some other people.
I have borrowed your passport, Your Highness.
I noticed that as well.
Natalia Dragomiroff, 17 Avenue Kleber, Paris. You are traveling home from Istanbul, madame?
Yes. I have been staying at the Austrian embassy. My maid is with me, as you saw in the marketplace.
Ah, so she's your maid.
Could you give me a brief account of your movements last evening?
Nothing could be simpler. After dinner, Schmidt, my maid, read to me. We were interrupted by the train stopping to avoid the avalanche. Then she read aloud to me some more, till quite late.
Can you give me an idea of the time?
If I were to guess, I would say it was 1:30.
Oh, so that was after the murder.
Has your maid been with you long?
15 years.
Do you consider her trustworthy?
Absolutely. Her people come from an estate of my late husband's in Germany.
I regret to tell you that I must take your fingerprints.
Dear me. With typewriting ribbon? Have you something I may clean my hands with afterwards?
Nobody's very happy
I have
about
some
this.
paper napkins.
Thank you, mademoiselle. Those should suit admirably.
Alright, whose fingerprints do we not have yet? I know there's some people, but we'll have to figure them out. Oh, we gotta ask her this too. What color's your underwear?
Forgive the personal nature of this question, madame, but what is the color of your dressing gown?
My dressing gown. It is of blue satin.
Literally no one wears red on this train, even by chance.
You have been in America, I presume, madame?
Many times.
Were you acquainted with a family by the name of Armstrong?
You speak of friends of mine, mademoiselle. Sonia Armstrong was my goddaughter.
Oh my god.
I was on terms of friendship with her
Really?
mother, Linda Arden, one of the greatest tragic actresses in the world. As Lady Macbeth,
Are we
as
talking
Nora
about the same
in
Armstrong?
a doll's house, there was no one to touch her. I was not only an admirer of her art, I was a personal friend.
Mrs. Armstrong had a sister, did she not?
Yes, much younger than Mrs. Armstrong.
And she is alive?
Certainly.
Where is she?
I must ask the reason of these questions. What have they to do with the murder on this train?
I don't think I have the Armstrong family in my head too well.
Is Linda Arden dead?
No, she is alive. Ah, 'tis a sort of life. She lives in complete retirement. Her health is very delicate. She must lie on a sofa most of the time.
Okay. Well, we'll just tell her why now.
The dead man was responsible for the kidnapping and death of Mrs. Armstrong's child.
Ah. In my view, then, this murder is an entirely admirable occurrence. You will pardon my slightly biased point of view.
It is most natural, madame.
I still can't get over how we're just like, hey, did you ever know a family with this two-syllable last name when you were in America? And everyone's just like, yep, I knew him.
Where is the younger daughter of Linda Arden, the sister of Mrs. Armstrong?
I've lost touch with the younger generation. I believe she married an Englishman some years ago, but at the moment I cannot recollect the name. Mademoiselle, you will forgive me, but the one you assist, he who guides the investigation.
Poirot.
No one has told me his name.
He is Hercule Poirot, madame.
Poirot. Of course. I thought his face was somehow familiar to me. Poirot on this train. It is destiny.
What are you talking about, lady? You can't just say something cryptic like that, then sit down.
If I remember the name of the Englishman Linda's other daughter married, I will inform you at once.
She seems to know something she's not telling us. And I'm not sure how that sits with me. Who else have we not talked to yet? Got the Counts, got Arbuthnot, Ratchet. I think we did Hubbard, right? Yeah, she was all hysterical. It's like, oh, mercy me, I have the key to solve your mystery. Oh, she's gone. That's right. Alright. There's gotta be someone else. How about Schmidt? Did we talk with her? Schmidt and Debenham? Debenham was Mary, right? Pretty sure it's Mary.
Yes, Fräulein.
Frau Schmidt, I am helping Monsieur Poirot in
Fräulein.
the investigation of Monsieur Ratchet's death. Will you assist me?
If I can.
Oh boy, we got a whole lot for her.
May I have your passport?
Yeah, here it is.
You are Hildegard Schmidt, aged 43, living in St. Petersburg.
Where I attend Madame la Princesse, yeah.
Living in St. Petersburg. I thought that the princess said she was in Paris.
What can you tell me of your movements last night after dinner?
I moved very little. I read to the princess Bleak House by the English writer Charles Dickens.
Yeah, we heard that action.
The
actually.
sudden stopping of the train interrupted us.
Sudden
Madame la
stopping.
Princess luckily was not harmed. I returned to reading. I do not read aloud very well, but Her Excellency says that it is all the better. So it sends her better to sleep. When she became sleepy, she told me to go.
Sleepy.
I returned to the compartment I share with Fräulein Debenham.
Oh my god, this lady makes Anya Mittelmeier sound like Angela Merkel.
What time was that?
It was very late. 1:30 or more.
Tell me about Mary Debenham.
She is a very agreeable young lady. She was already asleep when I came in after reading to Her Excellency.
What color is Mademoiselle Debenham's dressing gown?
Please tell me.
It is a pale purple.
I'm not creepy.
Mauve, I believe the English say.
Ah, yes. Quite mauve.
Did Mademoiselle Debenham leave the room at all last night?
Not after I returned. I sleep lightly, Fräulein.
Say
You
sleep one more
understand?
time,
Should Her
please.
Excellency require me.
And, fingerprints.
I would like to fingerprint you.
If you must.
Okay, so we're probably gonna get ready to drop the bomb on her too, and just literally tell everyone. The guy who was murdered was secretly Jason Bourne.
Have you ever been to America?
No, never. I should like to go someday.
Do you know who this man Ratchet really was?
He was not wretched?
His name was Cassetti. He was responsible for the death of a small child named Daisy Armstrong.
My God! I have heard of that. The kidnapping. It was wicked. Wicked! We are not so wicked as that in Germany.
What year is this? Never mind.
Is this your handkerchief, Frau Schmidt?
No, it is not mine.
It has the letter H, you see.
Ah, but it is a lady's handkerchief, that. A very expensive cambric handkerchief, embroidered by hand. It comes from Paris, I should say.
Did you see anyone as you returned to your compartment?
Only an attendant.
He was sitting at the end of the corridor.
No, Fräulein. He came out of one of the compartments in the middle. 2 or 3 doors from Madame la Princesse.
Wait, that might have been... Was it Hubbard's compartment? Because she requested for an attendant.
Was it Mrs. Hubbard's compartment?
It may have been.
But I saw him come out. You weren't in the corridor.
I most certainly was. He nearly ran into me, apologized, and hurried off in the direction of the salon car.
Maybe she fast
A
traveled.
bell began ringing, but I do not think he answered it.
Then the bell started ringing.
Yes, Fräulein.
And it was Michelle, right?
The attendant was Michelle.
Our regular attendant. No, Fräulein.
Oh.
What did he look like?
Oh, shit.
Small, dark. He had a little mustache. His voice, when he said, "Pardon," was weak and high-pitched. Higher than mine. I'd never seen him before.
Thank you, Mademoiselle Schmidt.
She just described the murderer. She totally just described an attendant staff. There's no one on this train, no attendants, who has a mustache like that. Except for Poirot. Is Poirot the murderer? Schmidt, I'm gonna need to take you in for further
I
questioning.
can tell you are perplexed, Fräulein, but I have told you all I know.
That's weird. Okay, of course mustaches can be drawn on with, like, grease paint. I don't know. And here's Mary, yeah, Mary's thing. Her middle name's Hermione. Okay.
I've already searched it thoroughly.
I hope you said that out loud in front of her. Is there anything else in here? Probably not. Sometimes it's kind of hard to tell with my blind spot. No, I think we're good. Okay, is there anyone else whose fingerprints we don't have? Hardman, maybe. I don't think we've had a good chat with Hardman. He's the last door, isn't he? Is he in here? No, he's not in. Oh, but there's his passport. Maybe he'll come back now. Cyrus Hardman. Yeah, he's just the myth school professor from Wizard 101.
I won't find anything else in there.
Okay. I didn't realize he was a Cyrus. What's up, Michelle? Did you know we have Cyrus Drake on this train?
I found this button from your tunic in the American lady's compartment.
Oh.
I have lost no button, mademoiselle.
Annie.
There must be some mistake.
Annie, get
Then
your act
perhaps
together.
it was dropped by the man she said was in her room.
There was no one there. The lady must have imagined it.
I need to ask you some questions about Monsieur Ratchet's death.
But of course, Mademoiselle Marceau, I will do anything I can to help.
Oh, okay, so we're giving him the 3rd degree now.
When was the body discovered?
The valet of Monsieur Rachet, he tapped several times at the door this morning. There was no answer. Then, half an hour ago, Lucien, the waiter, came. He wanted to know if Monsieur was taking déjeuner. It was 11 o'clock, you comprehend.
Continue.
I opened the door for him with my pass key. But there is a chain, too, and that is fastened. There is no answer, and it is very still in there, and so cold. The window open, I borrow the engineer's hammer, and break the chain, and go in. Monsieur Rachet was... oh, it was terrible. The chain was fastened.
Ooh, terrible.
It must have been suicide?
I'm sorry, Michelle. A person does not commit suicide by stabbing himself 12 times.
You tell him,
No.
Annie.
I
Jesus.
suppose not.
Yeah, that was, that's some poor detective work there, Michelle.
Did you see anyone moving about last night after we spoke?
The English colonel returned to his compartment. No one after that.
Okay. Give me your fingers, too.
I would like to take your fingerprints.
Of course, mademoiselle.
Okay, he's being very compliant. Which might be exactly what the murderer would do.
Did anyone call for you last night after we spoke?
Yes, I made up the bed of the young American gentleman, Mr. Rachet's secretary.
McQueen.
At what time?
It must have been about a half hour later.
1:45.
About that, yes. The English colonel from number 15 was with him. The colonel went back to his own compartment as I prepared the American gentleman's bed.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say right now that McQueen, Arbuthnot, and maybe not Michelle, but McQueen and Arbuthnot both have decent alibis that have both been vouched for, so I am saying those two are innocent beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Did you leave the car at any time last night after Belgrade?
Well, I did go back to talk to Matteo, the attendant in the Athens-Paris car.
When was that?
Not long after 1.
How long were you gone?
A few minutes only. One of my bells rang. You remember, it was the American lady.
I remember
She
all
had
too
rung
well.
several times. I hope the investigation will be concluded successfully and soon.
Okay, so we got some comments telling me that it's about time to start looking for fingerprints. And I think that there's a couple we can start trying to dust for at the scene of the crime. Trouble is, I am not very certain I know what we use to collect fingerprints in this game. Just how to compare them. So down here...
Quite interesting.
There we go. When Poirot says that, it basically means that he needs something. Or that there's something that can be dusted there. Let's see. How is this supposed to treat arthritis? I don't understand that at all. Kind of seems like a scam. Let me just look at all the new stuff we picked up. Okay, we looked at that once already, I think. Royal Military Library, Twickenham. Okay. Packet of pipe cleaners. What do we have in here that we could dust up with? So far, I think it might just be the cigar stub. Like if we just took the ashes from it. Maybe the lump of coal?
Does nothing strike you as...
Okay, what if we, like... I'm trying to think. Could we, like, just smash the coal with a hammer and get, like, some ash?
I smashed the lump of coal into a fine powder.
Yo! I'm a genius! Coal dust.
Oh, mademoiselle.
Okay, no, not yet, not yet. Okay, so we have coal dust now. I am so smart. Now, do we have a paintbrush or anything? I know we have pipe cleaners. Is that what we're gonna use? Could be. Pipe cleaners and coal dust?
Those don't work together.
No. We don't have any paintbrush, do we? How about the singular pipe cleaner? I know this is technically evidence, but maybe the game lets me use it.
This doesn't seem to work.
No. What do I have that isn't evidence for a murder scene? Did I look at this already? Yes, I did. Okay, maybe we still need to find a paintbrush or something, but coal dust is like... That's definitely gotta be what we use for the other thing. We got a lead about the about the baggage car, though, right? I don't think we have a key for it yet, but McQueen said something about important stuff was loaded back here, Ratchet statue or something.
This seems to be a security door.
Okay, we got some new keys, right? The key I need to figure out what it's for is the one we found in this coat pocket. We already looked at this, right?
What is this?
Oh,
A
okay.
second pass key? So, the mystery of how a murderer may pass through the locked doors, it is now explained.
Okay, so, as I said, I replayed through the game because I lost all my save files, and I must have forgotten to check the pocket in this loadout. So, now we have this key. So, does it open this door, though?
That key doesn't fit the lock.
Pity. So, what would a pass key be good for? Is that like a master key for all the people's rooms? I want to go to the Athens-Paris coach. We still need the doctor's fingerprints, don't we? Stavros Constantine. Michelle's room. Can we get in here now? Shit! What's going on in here? Hardman?
I'll take that key, Mr. Hardman. If you don't give it to me, I can have a couple of the train's staff take it from you.
I'd like to see them try.
Hardman, what are
Would
you...
you really?
What the fuck are you doing? Thank you. What the fuck are you doing in Michelle's room, though? I'm not just gonna let this slide.
What were you doing going through Michelle's belongings?
Your job.
You know I'm assisting Monsieur Poirot.
Oh!
Sure. Begin the interrogation.
We have a third detective here, huh?
What is your profession?
I'm a salesman. Typewriting ribbons.
Do you always travel first class, Monsieur Hartman?
Sure. The firm pays my traveling expenses.
God damn, can typewriter ribbons really be in such demand?
What can you tell me about the murder?
Nothing at all.
That is a pity. Where is your destination?
Paris.
And from there?
New York.
Give me your fingerprints.
I would like to take your fingerprints.
I guess it's okay.
Okay, this next thing we're about to ask him, though, I think is about how we saw him outside of Ratchet's window. This guy might just be... Yeah, he might just be playing kid detective like how we are, too.
What were you doing outside Monsieur Ratchet's window?
Okay, there were footprints there. Man's shoe, but not a large one. Size 7, maybe.
Size 7
I followed
shoes.
the tracks, then it looked like whoever made them put on some snowshoes and headed out over that deep snow near the back of the train.
Perhaps, Monsieur Hartman, you could tell me why I found a blackjack, or sap as I believe it's called, in your suitcase?
Oh yeah, we
How
gave
do
it to
you
the
know
engineer.
what it's called?
Crime is a hobby of mine.
Yeah? Well, why don't you try knitting instead? You people are serious about this investigation, aren't you?
Of course. You have heard of Monsieur Poirot?
Yeah, I have. I think I better come clean, or I could find myself in a lot of hot water here.
Yo, what?
I would advise you to come clean.
Okay, I don't know anything, like I said. But I ought to know something. That's what makes me sore. I ought to. My passport's a bit of a bluff. That's who I really am.
Please explain.
What?
I showed up at the appointed time. Ratchet put me wise to the situation.
The threatening letters.
Yeah, he showed me 2 of them.
Wait. What are we talking about? Ratchet showed you the letters? Why? What did he tell you to do?
What instructions did he give you?
I was to travel by the same train he did to Paris and see that nobody got him. That's the thing. I did travel by the same train, and in spite of me, somebody did get him. I feel sore about that. Doesn't look any too good for me.
Oh god, Ratchet was really paranoid. He already hired this man, and on top of that, he wanted Hercule Poirot on his case.
Did Monsieur Ratchet seem alarmed by the letters?
Pretended not to be, but he was rattled all right.
Interesting. So, this guy's just a plainclothes, though. He's not a cop or anything.
Did he have any idea who the letters were from?
Well, Ratchet described him to me.
What?
Sure.
What?
Said he was a small man, dark, with a kind of womanish voice.
Oh
Did
my...
Monsieur Ratchet not tell you the man's name?
Literally Hubbard's
Nope.
description.
Ratchet
Schmidt's
was
description.
Cassetti, the Armstrong murderer.
That's who.
No kidding. Should have recognized him. I mean, I suppose I saw photos of him in the papers and everything. Well, that explains it. Cassetti made a lot of enemies in the American underworld. He often skipped when the heat was on, leaving his partners in crime to face the music. Some assassin finally caught up with him. Hey, I've really fallen down on this thing. And with a famous detective like Mr. Poirot on the case, too. This won't do my rep any good with my boss, Mr. McNeil, if it gets back to him.
I'm in the same predicament, Monsieur Hartman, believe me.
You are? Well, that's good. I mean, bad for you, but... Say, listen. If we could keep the mess I've made out of this thing between ourselves...
I must tell Monsieur Poirot everything.
Yeah, I am gonna tell Poirot everything.
I'll have to swallow my professional pride there, but if we can keep it on this side of the Atlantic, maybe, I'd really appreciate it.
I'll see what I can do.
You got a deal. Okay, a little more to ask him about. So, Schmidt and him both just gave corroborative descriptions of a man who was threatening Ratchet and also prowling around at night on the train in a conductor's uniform.
Do you know anyone connected with the Armstrong case who matches the description Monsieur Ratchet gave you?
Well, that's hard to say. They're mostly dead, aren't they?
Yes. Mrs. Armstrong, Colonel Armstrong, the nursemaid who threw herself out a window.
I remember now. The nursemaid was suspected. She killed herself even though she was eventually cleared.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm okay. Snow is very bright.
What?
So, yeah, that nursemaid was a foreigner, I think. Maybe she had some foreign relations or something. But that wasn't the first time Cassetti had run that kidnapping stunt. I bet there are lots of people had
Is he
it in for
okay?
him.
Why did we ask if he was okay?
Please tell me your movements after dinner last night.
I played some cards with that Italian guy at the front on the coach.
Yeah.
Then when people started turning in, I went back to my room. Stayed up all night. Had my door a bit ajar so I could keep watch. But nobody could see me. You get it?
I understand how it is done, yes.
Yeah, I kind of remember there was a door cracked open.
Could you see the attendant from that position?
Sure. He sits on that little seat right past my room.
Can you describe his movements?
Ooh.
Let's see. He answered a couple of bells after the snow stopped us. Went back into the rear coach for 10 minutes or so. Then there was a bell ringing like mad, and he came running back. I got a bit nervous over that, but it was just that talkative American dame raising hell about something or other. Bit later, he headed off to make somebody's bed up. Then he settled in.
All right. That's not too suspicious of Michelle. Michelle is honestly a big suspect of mine right now.
Did you see anyone moving up and down the passage?
Nope.
No one at all.
Is there anyone on the train who can confirm your identity?
My credentials are taped to the bottom of the table in my compartment along with my real passport. I'm sure you can find them.
Okay, so Cyrus isn't his real name. That's kind of sad.
Do you smoke, Monsieur Hardman?
Sure. I've got some cigarettes in my room. Come on by this evening after things quiet down. I can be far more entertaining than that mouse of a woman in your room.
Ooh.
No, thank you.
Aw.
Good day, monsieur.
Annie, let him shoot his shot. I also just kind of want to chill with him. Okay, well now it's our turn to snoop through Michelle's stuff.
Pierre Michel's passport. And an old photograph. I'll just borrow both of them.
I
won't find...
Nope, I know that face. I know that face. Studio imprint on the back, but there is no date. Do you see this face, everyone? Do you see that face right there? You can't slip nothing past me, Murder on the Orient Express. Dragomiroff's locket. Have a quick look. Look at that. Look at that right there. Okay, we have a connection, an unspoken connection between two passengers on this train. Something sus as hell is going on right now. Okay, so are we to believe that this is Michelle, maybe? That's not him. That would be too old of a man. What happens if I combine these two items? Will Annie make a connection?
Those don't work together.
Okay, but we totally just found something. I knew I recognized that face. But I'm not sure the significance of it yet.
Nothing to see.
Alright. So, either Michelle knows about Dragomiroff, or Dragomiroff knows something about Michelle, or they both know each other. Maybe he's her bodyguard, I don't know. Still, you gotta admit, that's not a coincidence right there. Pretty hefty piece of evidence. Okay, these rooms are all vacant to my knowledge. Hartman just said that he had, like, his actual passports and who he was taped under his desk, right? His nightstand? Let's go have a look at that. Down here? Yeah, here we go. Damn, that's a lot.
I'll put this into my scrapbook so I can take a closer look at it later.
Okay, let's look at these one by one so I don't miss anything important. Documents. No, it's not in there. Suspects, maybe? Oh, here we go. We can find stuff on everybody. Wow, I've never looked at this page. There are a lot of fucking suspects. And this is how many fingerprints and press we have. We don't have Greta's... Ah, damn, we don't have Greta's. That means we have to go talk to Greta. Now I'm sad. We still have to talk to Matteo. We gotta find Lucien's passport. It's probably in his room. I think he said so. Lucien and Matteo are the only passports we don't have. And then we needed some more fingerprints, and then we're gonna be good. Okay. Timetable. Wow, this stuff is interesting. This is really making me... This is cool. I hadn't realized we had such a close documentation of everything. So, depart for Istanbul. Masterman leaves sleeping drop besides Ratchet. McQueen leaves Ratchet. Train leaves Vinkovy. Avalanche was at 12:30. Okay. And then 45 minutes later, Ratchet is dead. Or his pocket watch is broken, at least. But he may have already been poisoned. And then at 1:22... Oh, okay, hang on. Here's something very interesting that I hadn't realized. Let's assume that Ratchet is dead. Wait, hang on. I'm just noticing. 12:37 a.m. Ratchet's bell rings. Ratchet says, "Ce n'est rien, je me suis trompé." Okay, I speak very poor French. That's, it is nothing. I don't know what rien is. And then, I am having, I think... Or, this is my... What does this say? Someone comment below. I don't mind a little spoiler. I'm not sure what... I am having trouble? Is that what it says? Still, it's suspicious. Okay, so if we're to believe that Ratchet died at 1:15, then this is weird. The strange man in Mrs. Hubbard's room at 1:17. Interesting. Okay, and then the thud is heard afterwards. I thought that these two events happened before the murder. Okay, then we return to our compartment. Michelle makes up McQueen's bed. Colonel returns to his own room. And 11 a.m. is when Ratchet is found dead. So he must have been killed no later than 1:15 a.m. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. I didn't realize how much cool stuff there was in here. Oh my god. Lots and lots of true crime stories. Here's all the snippets about Daisy Armstrong. So where's the thing we just picked up? Is it... Documents? Second threatening letter, chatty letter. It's not that one. It's not this one. It's not this one. Or this one. Or this one. I don't know where we put it. Maybe it'll turn up later. Let's go find the rest of the stuff, though. It's back underneath. Cyrus Hardman. Okay, so his name is actually Cyrus. That's funny. And then, what was that? Hardman's credentials. Card identifies Cyrus Hardman as a licensed detective from New York, currently employed by the McNeil Detective Agency. I knew it! Nobody makes a living off of selling typewriter ribbons. Okay, so we have another bona fide detective on this train. I suppose we're gonna go tell Poirot. Although this guy is something of a gumshoe, he kind of sucks at his job. Still, that's fun. That's, I didn't see that coming, if I'm being honest. Feel like we might have another friend in our corner.